Well, let's talk about the moment I think that has probably gotten more headlines even than any other in your book, which is when you are working on the book and you have an interview with then ex-President Trump, and you ask him about the fact that his supporters were storming the Capitol and chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." And Trump describes this as common sense on the part of his supporters. You've got the audio. It's really striking. But I've been really intrigued by the reaction among Republicans since this has come out. The quite frankly, the silence. I know Senator Barrasso from Wyoming was on one of the Sunday shows, and he was asked, "What do you think of this?" And you just sort of watch him squirm rather than denouncing Donald Trump for saying it was common sense to want to basically kill his vice president. Uh, have you been surprised by the reaction to this?
Well, I write this in the conclusion of the book, describe this interview in detail. It was a very strange interview because Trump not only did not have any bit of regret or remorse for anything that happened on January 6th, he actually seemed to relish in the day. His view seemed to be that finally people had come out to fight for him. He told me it was the biggest crowd he had ever spoken before on January 6th. That's, by the way, not true, although it was a very big crowd. Um, he, um, he said that he spoke about it as if it were one of the greatest days of his presidency. And whether or not he's saying that about the riot or the rally that preceded it, there's always, what exactly is he talking about? But then that's when I pressed, well, how about Mike Pence? And I write in the book that, the question to Republicans, all Republicans, Republican leaders in Congress, Republicans, rank and file voters, can you still support somebody who speaks out in defense of somebody that wanted to murder Vice President Pence, who defends the murderous chants of people as they're invading the Capitol, saying, "Hang Mike Pence"? Can you still support that? And Brasso got asked that. George Stephanopoulos was the one that asked the question, and he pressed him like 4 times before he finally got Brasso to say that he disagreed with that. He disagreed with that, but didn't condemn Trump for saying it. So I think it's a question that has to be put to every Republican in a position of authority. Can you still, especially with the idea that Trump may well run for president again, and if he does, at least starts out as the leading contender clearly for the Republican nomination. Can you support somebody like that, somebody who says something like that?